knows. She knows. I don't know if she's happy about
She's trying to change it. She's trying to change
it.
it.
Slowly.
All right. I'm going to try to do the same things. Keep it rolling tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Ryan Harris. Thank you to Andrew Bogus. Thank you to Ryan Mustard Hickey over here. I'm Bill Ryder. See you tomorrow on Ryder Than You.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit biglou.com.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-555-1509.
Hey, Pirate fans, this Thursday, November 20th, Down on Main Street is hosting the ECU Baseball Pirates from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Stop by for autographs, pictures, and, of course, dinner and drinks. Down on Main Street has a brand new baseball t-shirt for sale right now, just in time for this fun night. Get yours today and plan to be at Down on Main Street Thursday, November 20th to meet the ECU Baseball Pirates from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Pirates supporting Pirates.
Your first stop for shopping is at Shimmer Boutique. If you need a gift idea or some shopping therapy for yourself, stop by today because new arrivals are here from all of your favorite brands like Kendra Scott, Yeti, Local Boy, Pimp Shrimp, Simply Southern, and more. Shop now at Shimmer Boutique online and receive free shipping on all orders over $100. And don't forget, Shimmer is home of the popular Pirate Radio camo hoodie and hat collections. Shimmer in Greenville, Winterville, Jacksonville, and shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Caroline Cook, and if you need an experienced realtor from Eastern North Carolina that was born a pirate, then give me a call. I'm committed to helping you find your dream home, selling your property for the best possible price, and providing top-notch real estate services. I pride myself on local knowledge, professionalism, and commitment to exceeding your expectations. Explore my website, CarolineCookHomes.com, to learn more about the services I provide and the properties I have to offer. Start your real estate journey today by calling 341-1992. Go Pirates!
Need to sell your house fast without fixing or even cleaning it? Call the Turner Home Team.
Hey, this is proud ECU alumni Justin Turner with the Turner Home Team. We buy houses as is in any condition for cash, and we can close in just days. As a real estate investor and licensed agent, my team and I can give you options when you need to sell. Sell fast or sell for top dollar. You choose what's best.
Call Turner Home Team or visit theturnerhometeam.com. They'll make a no-obligation cash offer for your home today.
Turner Home Team. Pirates supporting Pirates.
The right partner makes all the difference. For more than 185 years, we've forged personal relationships with our customers and communities, funding economic development and rallying around the causes that are important to our neighbors. With local bankers you know and trust, businesses and individuals throughout the Carolinas continue to choose United Bank. Proud to support the Pirates. Bankwithunited.com. United Bank. Member FDIC.
Hauser untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, ECU.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Caden Hauser, and the best way to relax after getting rowdy and dowdy is by having the most comfortable furniture from Bosick Sugg of Greenville. Every pirate needs a good night's sleep, and Bosick Sugg has a showroom full of quality mattresses from the top brands. Outfit your living room to watch every game with a sectional or lazy boy recliner. Pirates prefer Bosick Sugg, serving Eastern North Carolina since 1937, and a proud member of the Pirate Club for over 5 decades. Go Pirates!
In a world full of uncertainty, there's one team you can count on. The North North Carolina Protection Group. Their licensed specialists bring unmatched training, integrity, and over a century of combined experience in personal protection. From executives and celebrities to families and vital assets, we provide world-class security, 24-hour video monitoring, and on-site guards. Anywhere, anytime. Don't wait. Call the North Carolina Protection Group today at 919-886-6274.
Phelps Chevrolet is the dealer to see for a car or a truck or an SUV. The best service and quality. That's the Phelps guarantee. Phelps Chevrolet, the name you can trust. Phelps Chevrolet, you can count on us. The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Bojangles, Bostic Sugg, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, Gavigan Insurance, Greenville Auto World, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Pepsi, QC Kinetics, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
All right, good Tuesday, everybody. A victory Tuesday for East Carolina. What a great win on Saturday as the Pirates beat the Memphis Tigers 31-27. Live in the studio with us for the next half hour or so is Damon Magazu, and he's second-year safeties coach at East Carolina. Good to see you. One of my all-time favorite guests is Damon Magazu, and we won't even bring up the big interception you had as a player against NC State.
In the first
we won't bring it up.
In the first minute,
I'm telling you, we won't bring it up. But what a great win against the Memphis Tigers. We're going to talk about that and much more. Get you ready for the last two games of the regular season, a bowl game, that much more. Coming up on the Brian Bailey Show right after this.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Turkey, ham, bacon. These and other meats are great around the holidays and every other day, but they all leave behind grease when you cook them, and grease is a real pain in the drain. When you pour grease down a drain, it cools and can clog sewer lines. That can lead to sewer spills, which are messy, bad for the environment, and can also be expensive. Never pour grease down the drain. Instead, collect it in a container like a used soup can or jar. Let it cool and throw it away in the trash. Together, we can protect our sewer system and the environment. For more information, go to guc.com.
You would do anything to keep your family safe. Don't leave safety to chance with national companies or do-it-yourself systems. Hi, this is Mike Robertson, the owner of SCI Technologies. We have recently merged with High-Tech Communications to become North Carolina's premier security, audio, and fire alarm provider. The most cost-effective solutions for your home or business security and life safety needs. SCI Technologies, 252-321-7006. That's 321-7006.
Make things happen this year with a new John Deere. In just one visit to Quality Equipment, you'll find the right lawnmower, compact tractor, or Gator UTV that will save you time and money on your next project. Keep things running all season long with the help of our experienced parts and service team. Your new Deere isn't far away. Find current offers and budget-friendly packages at your local Quality Equipment with 36 locations across North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit QualityEquip.com to get started. That's QualityEquip.com.
In Pitt County, everyone's a college student. At every age, at every stage of life, from every part of the county. Their parents and police officers, their nurses who work nights, their hairstylists and handymen. They come from every walk of life, and they're all getting ahead without taking on loads of debt. continuing education at Pitt Community College, where everyone's a college student.
Big news from the Rick House. The Rick House has a brand new menu that you're absolutely going to love. New on the menu are creamy garlic parm chicken pasta, crab cakes, and our new porterhouse, half filet, half strip, tender and juicy, and grilled to perfection. The Rick House is the area's bourbon authority, featuring Willet, Jefferson Tropics, and the Frank Sinatra Select by Jack Daniels. The new menu features new, lower prices and $4 drafts all summer long. The Rick House, Red Banks Road in Greenville.
This is Carson Wissenhunt, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Victory Tuesday for East Carolina. Damon Magazu live in our studio until about 12:30 or so, and we certainly appreciate your time. We know you're very, very busy. Just take us back to your thoughts on the sidelines as you're watching that game and coaching in that game, and just hearing the crowd and that kind of thing. What was it like?
There was a lot of buzz and a lot of great vibes on the sideline. It was a heavyweight match, back and forth, and I think the thing that kind of energized the entire sideline was the crowd. Pirate Nation constantly staying engaged in the game and bringing noise and energy and juice. I know defensively on third downs it got extremely loud, and it was a real home field advantage. So it was fun to have all that energy coming from around the whole stadium and down onto the field.
What did you think when you first looked up and the guys had their shirts off and were raising Cain up in the stands, the tarps off guys? I mean, that was, it's become a tradition in college football that I really didn't know much about, but you looked up and it was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was, I looked up and I was trying to figure out what was going on, and then I got back to the game, and then just constantly kept hearing the crowd get more and more involved, and it was such an awesome moment that came from the crowd. And then all of a sudden you saw it translate to the field, where we started gaining some momentum on all three phases. And so really it kind of sparked the entire game and gave us energy and juice in the direction that we needed to go.
Taking your questions and comments on our YouTube live page on Pirate Radio. We'll try to pass them along to Coach Magazu. What were you thinking? All right, you're in the fourth quarter of a tight ball game. Caden Hauser, who's done so many good things, great things all year, and as he admitted afterwards, he said, it's 1st and 10. I should have just gone down. I tried to make an extra yard. I fumbled the football. That was bad. But what was the mood like on the sideline, and what were you thinking?
Hey, we got your back.
Right.
We got
to hold them to a field goal.
And, we get to go play more. And so all the, work that everybody puts in offensively, defensively, special teams, no matter what the situation is, when you have a chance to go play and go produce and put a show on for your teammates to say, I got your back, you got to be excited about it. There's no woe is me or I can't believe this is where we are. I mean, we're our brother's keeper.
Yeah.
And, that's offensively, defensively, special teams, coaches and players. And, that's what happens when you have a really close bond as a team. And, these last couple weeks, we've gotten closer and closer and closer. And so we were just excited to go out and go play more.
Yeah.
We get to play a couple more snaps. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Play a little defense, hold them to a field goal, and then see what happens. And we all know what happened after that. Kenny Curlings, our good friend, sends us in and says that Coach Maggs had a look on his face on the field after the game that he was so proud of the guys, and it brings back memories. Kind of, I love this place smile. That's a great way to describe it. I love this place smile.
That was a perfect example of what Pirate Nation is about.
Yeah.
And it's not just, again, the players or the coaches. It's everybody. It's the community. Everybody moving in the same direction. And it was a very proud moment because you got to see everybody produce in that game, not just starters. You got guys with limited snaps that are going in producing with Peyton. You got the Swiss Army knife that's, having some punts.
Like, right.
You got guys in various roles stepping up from all their hard work that may a lot of times people may not notice or know their name or see very often, and they're going and producing for their teammates. And so that to me was just extremely special, and there's plenty of guys that did that.
You brought it up with Mike Wright, but how many positions has he played now on the field?
I've lost count. I've lost
he played the defensive. He played. It was a corner. He played. He played a cornerback. Did he play a defensive end position at one point? Did he go in? I don't think he was. Somebody told me he did. I don't think he did. But anyway, but the fact that he's punting now, because the punting situation has been kind of a question mark, as Coach has said. But he gets in there, and I've told this story before on my show. But I was on vacation somewhere, one of Melissa's great places she picks out for vacation, and a couple came up to me and said, "Is that a pirate on your hat from East Carolina?" I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, you got a great kid coming. We're from Vanderbilt, and Mike Wright's coming your way. Have you met him?" And I said, "I hadn't met him yet." They said, "He is unbelievable. Could be the president of the United States someday."
I believe it.
But he is just incredible. Just a great person, great player, can do just about anything. And I think he's kind of proven that, hasn't he?
He has. And he is like the epitome of what a team player is. I mean, punter, corner, receiver, quarterback. Hey, Mike, go play nose guard. Figure it out. You know what I mean? He'll go do it. And he has fun doing it. And I think everyone gets to feed off that, not just players, but coaches, and the fans love it too. And so, you know, he's such a humble young man, and he brings a lot of positive energy, whatever room he goes into.
Someone told me that he said it on the radio last night, that when he was asked about punting, he kind of told a white lie that he'd done a little bit of it. He'd never done it before, but he stepped right in there. And what a weapon that is if he's in the punting position. I mean, he can take off and run 5 yards and then decide to kick it rugby style, or he can just, take off and run with it. He's just so athletic, and that's just a great weapon.
It is. I mean, there's a bunch of different things now that you see on tape that people got to prepare for. Even though we may not have shown it, maybe we have it in the arsenal, maybe we don't, but there's a lot of things now wherever he is you have to prepare for in case of, all the what ifs involved with it.
When you look at your coaching career, and we'll talk more about the UTSA game coming up in just a bit, and more maybe on the Memphis game, but your coaching career, I mean, was East Carolina the place you really wanted to come back to no matter what?
It's home.
Yeah.
It's home for me. I mean, I owe this place a lot. Not just from a professional standpoint, but all the relationships that I've built here, and all the guidance I received in my time here, both as a player and as a GA and now as a full-time coach. And, my family's, 4 hours down the road in Charlotte and Fort Mill. So it has been an extreme blessing to be back here these past 2 seasons.
Yeah, you spent some time with Lincoln Riley out in Oklahoma. How was that?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, phenomenal human being, obviously a brilliant football mind. So, being able to learn under him, from more of an overview, I was on the defensive side,
right.
But just see how he ran things and, his personality in certain situations, both during a game and off the field. I mean, it was a blessing to learn from.
And I thought it spoke a lot because he put something on social media with the Hall of Famers that came in, because he had worked with, with the Shane Cardins and with Justin Hardy and just talking about those guys, and Dwayne, he knew about Dwayne Harris, and just everything that he said about those guys and how great they were for the Pirates, and for him to take time out of his busy schedule and everything at USC to do something like that, I thought that really meant a lot.
Yeah, and it just shows you the relationships that, Coach Riley builds with the players. And, that's from, 12, 13 years ago now. I mean, so, the relationships you build with these young men, it's not just for 4 years. Like, it's for the rest of their life. And so you're constantly trying to help these young men, yes, in football, but ultimately to help them throughout the rest of their life.
And that's got to be the most rewarding part of being a coach, a head coach, or an assistant coach. I mean, that's what the job is, not just to go out there and win, although you have to win to keep the job, right?
Absolutely. But you're right. The rewarding piece is 10 years down the road, that they have a family now and they tell you, hey, you helped me become a better father or husband or whatever it may be. And those things are extremely rewarding, because that's a lifelong lesson rather than just, hey, a lesson on a Saturday.
I want to show you what Damon Magazu is all about. You got that tape for me, Clip? All right, so it was just over a year ago. I got sick on the road in the Army game, and Damon knew about it, and he came, and it was on a Monday, because I was doing my show on Mondays then. And so can you roll that tape?
ECU's played football for 92 years.
That's
We've made 22 bowl games. So if we can make a bowl game this year, that is still a really good season. Now, I know that's the minimum, and the bar doesn't need to be set that low, and I certainly agree. But it would still be an accomplishment, and they can certainly, do that with the schedule ahead. So I just hope that, they rally around them. I certainly believe they will, and I'm excited to see them go.
All right, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, that was Damon Magazu that just came in. Is that it? All right, that's it. All right. Well, anyway, I think what happened was if you're watching, you may have seen it, but if you're listening to it, it sounded kind of weird. But you came in, you gave me a hug during a live show. First time ever in my whole 41-year history of doing radio, TV, whatever it was. And it meant a whole lot to me. That was cool.
Well, I mean, it's bigger than football. It's
it is that.
Work. It's all about relationships. And, at the end of the day, you went through something, and I heard about it. And
yeah.
I had a couple minutes to drive down here and make sure you're all right. So.
I was dehydrated is what happened on the road, and I learned a valuable lesson about hydration. And I get some of those packets now, put them in my water, and I haven't had any problems. I don't have any leg cramps at night anymore because of that. So it's worked out really, really well. But I guess you had to go through something like that to get to it. But that was that was a really different weekend, because that's the same weekend that Coach Houston had gotten fired. And the one thing I wanted to bring up about that, when a coach loses his job, the whole assistant staff doesn't know what the future is, and that included yourself, didn't it?
It is, yeah. There's a lot of unknowns,
right?
And, but at the end of the day, again, I mean, like I had to text Clip and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry for interrupting. I know that was unprofessional, but I just wanted to make sure BB was okay." And Clip, he said it was all right.
Yeah, Clip gave you the Clip Proc seal of approval, did he?
I don't think I said it was all right. He just busted through like Stone Cold. And I was like, well, I'm not stopping Damon Magazu.
No, I'm not going to stop him at all. That was good. That was a lot of fun. That was good stuff, and certainly appreciate it. And things are much better there. So we move on. UTSA is up next. And I asked Coach Harold the other day about the game that the Pirates played at UTSA. 41-27 was that game. That was in 23. And, we go to the Alamo Dome, and they've won so many games in a row in the conference there, but it just didn't seem like it was that big a deal playing in the Dome. It didn't seem like it was a raucous crowd. It didn't seem like, because I started thinking to myself, why are they so good here at home? Because it doesn't seem like the aesthetics and everything didn't show me that. Yeah. Have you heard anything more about the Alamo Dome, or why they're so good?
I've heard from different people, and obviously know that their home record, especially in conference play, I mean, they play really, really well at home. And, whatever reason that is, I haven't been down there. I'm excited to go down there and play a really, really good team. I mean, they are explosive. They got a lot of speed at receiver. Up front, they're big, and they got some guys that can carry the ball that, they got speed, and they're downhill. And obviously their quarterback's very productive. And, it's going to be a great challenge defensively for us to be able to try to, get some stops. And so we're excited about the challenge, about facing them, especially at home. And, we just got to focus on ourselves. And that's what the whole story's been this whole season. Is we start focusing on other things that are completely out of our control, then we're not going to do our job the correct way. Yeah. So we obviously got to prepare and go through different things, but again, the focus is 100% always on us.
And Blake's done such a great job of getting that message out, and it's not just coach speak. I mean, it's you can see it in the players, and they repeat the same thing, that, hey, we just got to worry about ourselves. And it's very similar, if you listen closely, to what a Cliff Godwin says and all the success he's had with Pirate baseball. Yeah. It doesn't matter who we play. If we play our brand of baseball, we're going to win. That's just how it is. And every once in a while, you may play somebody that just beats you. But for the most part, if you play the way we're supposed to play, it's going to be a victory. And that's pretty much what football's become.
It is. I mean, you earn the right to play confident on game day. And you do that through your preparation. And so as long as you focus on the individual task at hand, and it's just one play at a time throughout practice, one indie rep at a time, one coaching point in the film room at a time, then you're going to gain that confidence throughout the week, which allows you to play fast, free, and be physical on game day. And so as long as our guys are loose and confident, then we're going to have a lot of fun on game day because you gain that confidence through the preparation.
How much of that is a key? Because I've heard coaches say when defenses struggle, they're thinking too much. And if you're thinking that much, it can cost you.
Yeah, I mean, it's our jobs as coaches to make sure that we eliminate the gray. And so if our guys are constantly thinking, then they're going to play slower and not be able to use the God-given ability that they have. And so as much as we can keep a rule or a call in simple black and white, then they can play fast and free and have fun doing it. And so we don't want to limit our guys with their athleticism by holding them a little bit handicapped, making sure they got to think about if this and that. So we just want our guys to play fast and free, and that's our job to make sure that we eliminate that gray.
When you look on film at UTSA, they've struggled at times, but they've been dynamite at times. How do you figure a Jekyll and Hyde situation like that?
Well, I mean, they do a phenomenal job creating explosives. And so we got on our side, we got to make sure that we win those explosives. And so, they do a bunch of variations. They got their bread and butter, but they have wrinkles every single week that they do a phenomenal job preparing for and trying to attack defensive schemes, whether it's, up front or on the back end and trying to manipulate some rules. So, they've created a lot of explosives this season. And so we just got to do a really good job of playing with clean eyes, leverage. When I say that, I'm talking, front end all the way to the back end to make sure that we got gap integrity. Because they're a physical football team, and we're excited about the challenge.
Do you think the guys look forward to playing indoors? Do you think they want to get there and kind of look around and see how it's going to be, that kind of thing?
I'm not really sure. It was a Tuesday work practice, so where we're playing, we obviously know where we're going. But being in the dome, it wasn't necessarily
talked
discussed,
about.
Because we had practice to get prepared for and watch film and go through different techniques and stuff like that. So again, I know I sound like a broken record, but focuses on us and what we got to do each day.
A season like this, a lot of football seasons are grinds because it's long. I mean, you guys work all year long. You get into camp and the work intensifies, and you get into the season. But for some reason, this year, it just doesn't seem like it's a grind that it usually is. It seems like, hey, the Pirates are getting better and better each and every week. And Coach Harrell talked about at his press conference that, hey, we want to be playing our best football in November, the November to remember, and all that. But that's what it seems like is happening.
Yeah, I mean, and that's all starts with Coach Harrell, and it's not just from having some excitement and winning, but it also comes from him keeping our players fresh with the schedule and practice, but also keeping us fresh as a staff, because they're going to feed from us. Like, we come in the mornings, we got juice, we got energy. They're going to have some juice and energy. And so, it's been a blessing, the schedule that Coach Harrell has laid out with us to be able to spend time with our families. I get to see my girls and Brittany. I mean,
how old are they now?
13 and 2.
Wow.
13 and 2.
There you go. Both ends of the spectrum.
So Mama is fighting all the time with both of them.
I remember those days. For different reasons, for sure. The teenager and the young one. Yeah, that's completely
we got
different.
Terrible 2s and a
terrible 13.
Girl.
Terrible teens. Yeah.
Exactly right.
I'm right there with you on that. It doesn't get any. Well, it does. It gets a lot better later on, but still, I can see both ends of the spectrum there. But that's really cool. And just being a family person. I mean, working on the staff with Blake, that's important to him.
Absolutely. I mean, he wants our families up there at the office all the time, come out to practice. I get to have lunch with, Brittany and Zaya a bunch. Danica's at school, but they come up and bring me lunch, and we get an hour there to be able to spend time with family throughout the middle of the workday. And so when it is football time, you really get to lock in and be, mentally fresh. And it's the same thing with our guys. Like, we want to give our guys not just physical breaks, but mental breaks. So that way, when it is time, they can lock in and actually be focused.
Talk about your room a little bit, because you've got some outstanding safeties in that room, don't you?
I've been very blessed here. We have a great room and have been blessed to create some depth. And hats off to those guys. I mean, I do want to shout out Aiden Duncanson.
Yeah.
And that man has progressed, not just on the field, but off the field. And again, one of those kind of, not a household name yet here at ECU.
But he will be.
But, he played 35 plays on Saturday. And he did a darn good job. And, we've gone back and forth. He was playing all field safety and dual trained him at boundary a little bit. And then all of a sudden, hey, it's your turn to go, and he's ready to go. And so he is prepared the right way for a long time to be able to get some more playing time. And, when he got the opportunity, he did a really good job. And so, when you pair that with Jamarly Riddle and Teagan Wilk, I mean, you got a good group there. And then you got some other guys with Kamari McKinley and LD Polk. And the beautiful thing is they are all ready. at any point in time. And so there's some different packages where those guys go out on the field, and they've been doing a phenomenal all year with it. And again, it's about bringing that juice and energy and playing physical brand of football.
How do your rotations work as far as that goes, or is it just pretty much packages, and they know which package when you call it, they know which package that they are in?
It's on a game-by-game basis.
Okay.
Because every game is different, the flow and ebbs and the ups and downs. And, I talk with those guys about what my mindset is rotationally going into each game. But I also make it known, like, hey, the ebbs and flows may change my plan. And so they understand that. We've had those talks, before each game. And so they're constantly all prepared. You never know when is that time that your name's going to be called, and it may be the first play of the game, maybe the last play of the game, maybe the middle 50 plays. But the way that they prepare each week, it is a extremely fun group to be around because there may be the ones out there getting their reps, and I come off to the sideline, and the rest of the guys are like, okay, yeah, I saw that, XYZ, this is what he needs to do. They're locked in. And it's a lot of fun when you see each other, those guys coaching each other. It means, they're really bought in and trust each other to help each other out.
How have you meshed in with Coach Aldridge and his defensive philosophies? I mean, I'm sure you've learned a lot under him.
Oh, I have. He's been a blessing to be around, learning some different things from a schematic standpoint and continuing to build on, the job that Coach Harrell has done here. And so, having those two kind of work together and get everything going on a game week, it's been a lot of fun. And so, his values and his mindset defensively perfectly matches Coach Harrell's. And so when you put those two things together, two very good football minds who are phenomenal people, good things happen. And so it's been a lot of fun to work with this whole defensive staff that we all trust each other. We can give our opinions, but we know whenever we leave that door, we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And it's been a big blessing.
And that's been a key. I mean, a lot of coaches say, our staff is like a family, but you get in there and you have hard meetings sometimes. I mean, you have, somebody says, well, I don't think this guy's going to be able to cover this guy. Well, I think he can. Well, let's see what can happen. I mean, you got to have those talks, and then it comes out as far as wins and losses. You're working together on it.
You are, but you have to have that relationship to have honest conversation and put your ego aside. And again, Coach Harrell does a phenomenal job of that, and it all starts with him. And so when you can have real conversations with your head coach about a different view, but know that, hey, we all got each other's back, and whenever we leave that door, like whatever is decided, that's the same page we're all on, and you have that trust with each other, I mean, then good things happen.
I would say as a young coach, it'd be nice to work under a Blake Harrell because you see the kind of players coach that he is. Yep. And you say players coach, sometimes that gets misconstrued because I think, Blake can get on you in a heartbeat. I mean, I've seen him get on people in a heartbeat, but still it goes back to the old term tough love. And there's a lot of that. As long as love's involved, whether it's tough or not tough, but as long as love's involved, that's a big key.
Yeah, and I heard a coach, I can't remember who it was, a while back, say there's no such thing as tough love. Love is tough. I mean, no matter what type of relationship, it's not easy.
No.
You got to have a lot of hard, difficult conversations.
That's true.
You go through.
I never thought of it like that. Yeah.
And so we know the love is there, and he's built a great relationship with a lot of the guys. And so they know that he's got their back. We got their back as a staff. And so that's where that trust and love comes into play, where you have a relationship to get on somebody. And so you got to always build that relationship first, because if that trust and love isn't there, you're gonna feel attacked as a player.
And the other thing with that, I would think in this day and age of NIL and transfer portals, that those relationships are that much more important, because if I have a great relationship with you and I get an offer from somewhere else, it's going to be hard for me to come to you with a great relationship to say, hey, I'm going. Now, maybe I have to. Maybe it's better. And you and knowing Coach Harrell, if that's what's best for you, then that's what you need to do. We want pirates that want to be pirates and that kind of thing. But that's another, if you don't have a relationship, it's really easy just to jump ship and go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a totally different time and age with all of that stuff. But again, it all goes back to that relationship to be able to have tough discussions. Because if I'm explaining to a young man, I think this is the best opportunity for you, because at the end of the day, that's what I care about, is putting young men in the best situation for themselves. And so if I tell him that, but we don't have a relationship, he's kind of like, he's just trying to get me to stay. But if I have a relationship with that young man and his family, and he trust me, then it carries a little bit more weight.
Yeah, and you can look at both sides, and you're mature enough, and they're mature enough to say, okay, these are the positives here, these are the positives here, these are the cons, these are cons. Kind of look it out and go from there. Before we let you go, Savone Revel got his first chance to play for the Cowboys last night.
He did. I was so excited for him and all the work that he's had to go through to get to that point, and so. He's a phenomenal young man, so to watch him go out there and take those first couple snaps, I mean, it was exciting.
I saw him on the sidelines the other day, and I said, man, you got to go down there and help my poor Cowboys because they are struggling. They are so bad defensively. They were much better, but they were playing the Raiders, obviously, but they were much better. Their season starts this Sunday when they play the Eagles, and that'll be, if you get a win there, then maybe you can, inch your way up into the playoff race. But it's good to see a guy that you've covered and in the NFL like that, and the Pirates have some guys in the pros. Jaquan McMillan had a big interception.
2 sacks
on Sunday.
interception.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
So you got to like that and seeing these guys play on Sundays. But it's just it's a good time to be a Pirate right now, isn't it, Damon?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
All right, keys to beating UTSA. I know you're going to say we got to beat Pirates and that kind of thing, but what does UTSA offensively worry you about?
Their speed. Their speed at the wide receiver position, at the running back position, and then they have a big physical O-line. And so we got to win explosives. And so as much as we can win explosives, we got a shot to make them have to earn everything all the way down the field. We got a chance.
Okay, safeties coach Damon Magazu, our guest live in the studio. We'll take a commercial break right now. Damon's got to go look at some films. So we're going to get him out of the studio. We'll talk high school football, third round of the playoffs coming up next right here on the Brian Bailey Show. Damon, thanks so much, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you as always.
All right, as always. Appreciate you. Back with more after this.
Want to make your day better? You can now order 2 large original crust one-topping pizzas from Papa John's for only $9.99 each. Take advantage of this awesome carry-out special now by logging on to papajohns.com and make today a pizza day for only $9.99 each. Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards and start earning points for your favorite menu items. Go Pirates!
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
May I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time. Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Homeowners can face many challenges throughout this season, but our newest New Blue star, Dixon Williams, is here to slide in and save the day. Have a clog that's hitting a foul ball and nothing seems to be getting through? Dixon's fixing to get you flowing again. Feeling like your HVAC's in a slump? Dixon's sliding in to get your comfort back on track. Are swinging blind in a power outage? Dixon's delivering a power boost. So when problems arise, turn home strikeouts into home runs with New Blue, electric, plumbing, and air.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
big, juicy wings.
All season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street Road in Winterville.
Here with Brian Cook, the comptroller for Greenville Motor Company and Greenville Auto World. So many times people have problems with their automobile, and finding a service department that you can trust not to upsell you on something you really don't need, but to go in, diagnose the problem, and solve the problem.
Yeah, we're really here to pass along any kind of savings we can to pirates in the area. We take pride in offering a discounted labor rate compared to some of the other places, but get the same quality that technicians can provide.
Greenville Motor Company, Greenville Auto World. Try us, trust us at driveherenow.com.
This is Alex Harper, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Victory Tuesday for East Carolina. I want to thank Damon Magazu, Coach Mags, for coming by and being part of our show for the first half hour. I had to get him back for some film work and some meetings this afternoon, but we certainly appreciate him coming by. We're going to have Nate Connor on with us in just a few minutes to talk Conley football. His Vikings are into the third round of the state playoffs, taking on Clayton coming up on Friday night. Conley is the 6th seed in the 7A bracket in the East, and Clayton is the 3 seed. So we'll talk to Nate Connor about that coming up in just a bit. Some of the other games that are coming up in high school football on the third round of the playoffs, but in the 8-man NCISAA, it's Parrott Academy playing Cary Christian, and that's for the 8-man state championship, and they're going to play that game at JP2. So if you're around Greenville and want to see, a pretty good high school football game, Cary Christian's really good, but Parrott Academy is absolutely loaded. They're favorites to win in that game, and they're coming down from Kinston for that. So that should be a lot of fun. It's going to be played at JP2, the 8-man state championship game. So that's one to put on the old calendar. Maybe check that one out. As we said, 7A, it's Conley and Clayton. In 6A play, Jacksonville, the winners of the Big Carolina 6A, 7A conference. Jacksonville is a home game as a 1 seed, taking on Scotland County in that matchup in the third round. Also in the third round in 6A play, it's 71st as the 7 seed, taking on Northern Nash, the number 2 seed. So Northern Nash is the 2. Jacksonville is the 1 in the 6A state playoffs. In the 5A bracket in the East, and we've got 8 brackets now, so hang on. In the 5A bracket, Croatan is the 4 seed. They shared the Coastal Championship with Havelock. The Rams, the 12 seed, and they'll play at Croatan with a berth into the 4th round on the line in that one. Northside Jacksonville, also a part of that Coastal deal. The 3 seed taking on St. Paul's as the 6 seed. So those games coming up in 5A play. Also, Southern Nash is the 8, playing at the top seed, Wilson Hunt and the Warriors. Now, in 4A play, we've got a lot of Pitt County teams still alive, surprisingly enough, because it's hard to make it when you have to go on the road and win, but several of our teams did, and North Pitt is one of those teams that went on the road last week and won as the 12 seed in the 4A East bracket. They'll play at Central Davidson, the 4 seed, coming up on Friday night. Southwest Edgecombe is the 11 seed. They'll play at the 3 seed East Duplin, and the 7 seed TW Andrews will play at the 2 seed West Craven. I had a chance to go out to Vanceboro last week. Love going out to Vanceboro. I have a great community, great setting out there for the Eagles, and Mike Twitchell does such a great job. So West Craven back at home for the round 3 of the state playoffs. 3A play, Aiden Griffin's Chargers, another one of those Pitt County teams that went on the road last week and pulled off a victory. They play at James Keenan. That will be a tough one for the Chargers, but they can still win it. Farmville Central, another Pitt County team that went on the road last week, pulled off an upset, and they play at Martin County in the Swamp against the Gators coming up on Friday night. Kinston is the 14 seed. They'll take on Pasquotank County up in Elizabeth City in the third round. 2A play, Tarboro is the top seed in the 2A East bracket. They'll take on Hobson. Tarboro rolled last week, will probably roll again this week. North Duplin is the 3 seed. They will host 6 seed Edenton Holmes, and Warren County is the 2 seed. They will host the 10 seed, the East Carteret Mariners. And in 1A play, and they have one less round, so these are actually the Eastern semifinals, state quarterfinals. playoffs coming up. The 1A and the 8A both do this because they have less teams. Beargrass Charter, the 3 seed, plays at the 2 seed Northside Pinetown, and the 4 seed Wilson Prep plays at the number 1 seed Kip Pride. So that's your high school football action for the third round of the state playoffs. We always say if you're practicing on Thanksgiving, you've had a great season. Winners this week will be doing just that, practicing on Thanksgiving. One of those teams that hopes to practice on Thanksgiving is D.H. Conley, and Nate Connor, their coach, will join us next as the Brian Bailey Show on this Monday, or Tuesday rather, on this Tuesday, Victory Tuesday, continues after this.
Hey, Pirate fans, this Thursday, November 20th, Down on Main Street is hosting the ECU Baseball Pirates from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Stop by for autographs, pictures, and, of course, dinner and drinks. Down on Main Street has a brand new baseball t-shirt for sale right now, just in time for this fun night. Get yours today and plan to be at Down on Main Street Thursday, November 20th to meet the ECU Baseball Pirates from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Pirates supporting Pirates.
Here with Brian Cook, the comptroller for Greenville Motor Company and Greenville Auto World. So many times people have problems with their automobile, and finding a service department that you can trust not to upsell you on something you really don't need, but to go in, diagnose the problem, and solve the problem.
Yeah, we're really here to pass along any kind of savings we can to pirates in the area. We take pride in offering a discounted labor rate compared to some of the other places, but get the same quality that technicians can provide.
Greenville Motor Company, Greenville Auto World. Try us, trust us at driveherenow.com.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in ENC. Open at noon 7 days a week with live music. Come enjoy sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, every Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's live local acoustic night, along with line dancing from 7 to 9 on Wednesday. Thursday, there's a brand new lineup with Singo starting at 8, followed by karaoke with DJ Dog. Ladies and free both Friday and Saturday nights with the best local bands in the area. Finish the weekend with free games and DJ Kids Scene.
Y'all come get bucked up. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
Eastern North Carolina, it's your guy, Roger Harris. I train to be the best on the field, but even more, it's about being my best for them. I know my joints won't heal on their own. Arthritis, it's coming, unless I stop it. Prevention beats pain. QC Kinetics use your body's own power to heal, rebuild, and restore. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Don't wait until pain sidelines you from the game of life. QC Kinetics, regenerative medicine, real results. Call now to schedule your free consultation. 252-645-6458.
What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Petey Pablo, and right now you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Raise up!
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Tuesday as we continue on. We'll talk a little high school football to close this out. Nate Connor, head coach at D.H. Conley, has his Vikings in the third round of the state playoffs. They hit the road to take on 9-2 Clayton. Conley is at 8-3 on the season. Coach, congratulations on making it to the third round.
Thanks a lot, Brian. It's awesome to be on here, especially this time of year. I'm so proud of our boys and how hard they've been working and getting to have some success and reap some of those benefits of working so hard.
Let's talk about the Southern Durham game with the Southern School of Energy and Sustainability. A winner 44-32. And that one went back and forth, didn't it?
Yeah, we started out early on fire. They have a very talented team. They've got quite a few impressive prospects on their team, and we had great success on our first drive. We love taking that opportunity to try to go around and score, and we did that, but then they answered right back with some explosive plays. That's what they had offensively. It was at any point they could pick up 40 or 50 or take it to the house, and they did a nice job of that. But we settled in a little bit. I thought we made some key stops in that first half to kind of allow us to separate a little bit and then play much better defensively in the second half.
When you look at what you've been able to accomplish at D.H. Conley, I mean, how much pride do you look at it and say, hey, this is my program? Because kids over there now wear that Conley sweatshirt, Conley football with pride, and that's something that hasn't always been the case.
Man, it kind of, you saying that gives me chills a little bit. I'm being honest with you. It's special because, when we do things this time of year with your seniors, and then you kind of see former players that maybe come around, especially in these bigger games, or you get a message here and there, and it gives you a lot of pride, and what we are doing, I think, has resonated with those boys, and it means something to them. And then they have an expectation of, hey, this next group of guys coming in and sustaining what they helped build and work so hard for. And they have, we're treating these guys we got now so much better than we treated them, and you hear those things, and it just puts a big grin on your face. It's cool.
When you look at what this conference was able to accomplish, I mean, obviously we've talked for years about how tough the Big Carolina was. Now, it changed a little bit. I think losing Havelock hurt the conference, but Havelock's down in the Coastal now. But still, it's a very difficult conference. And, every game is a big one during the season, and that has to help when you get to the postseason.
Absolutely. We play great athletes. We're playing a very athletic quarterback this Friday, but then you look at the quarterbacks you played, this season. The one that's unsung one from our conference is a kid at White Oak who's just a phenomenal runner, tough tackle. Might not be as fast as the kid we're playing this week, but then you look at the young man at New Bern, McCormick, just explosive and fast. Is very similar to the guy we're playing this week, but he's just maybe not 6'1", 6'2", that the measurables this guy has. So it definitely prepares us, and when you play well in that league, that's why Jacksonville's a 1 seed, and look, I look for Jacksonville in the 6A to really make a run at this thing, and that's the depth of this league. But you look at the J.H. Rose game against Jacksonville, I think J.H. Rose could have easily beat them if some things go a couple different ways. So it's fun each week. So that's one thing we told our boys was we got into conference play. It was kind of cool coming off of a bye week, and then we got to play, and we kind of like, this is a dress rehearsal for the playoffs. These are all playoff caliber teams that we're playing. The only thing different is when we're in the stadium and somebody loses, their season's not over. And we kind of approached it that way because the way it's scheduled it built up to Jacksonville and J.H. Rose as our last games, and each week was a bigger game and a bigger game. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and it really is. And when you think about, taking a bye week, that's something new to this new classification system. I didn't like the first round of the playoffs. I like the fact that some of you guys got byes because I think that helps you as you go into the postseason. But the first round of the playoffs seemed like it was, blowout here, blowout here, blowout here. Then the second round of the playoffs, we had some really, really good games. Do you think that North Carolina High School Athletic Association will tweak things a little bit going for next year?
I don't know, because it's always that argument you get, Brian, for those 2 or 3 teams that showed up and did beat somebody, but I agree with you. The teams that should have won kind of won. It was kind of an extra round where it benefited us this year. It allowed us, we had the advantage, I thought, in last week's game because while they were preparing for a previous opponent the week before, we were correcting ourselves and recharging ourselves and able to work on some things you maybe don't get to this time of year in the playoffs. So it was huge, and I love that aspect, but you're not guaranteed to get that bye every year. And, so then you take the risk of injury of, okay, now we're playing our most important games of the year. Now we got to play this game that against a team that really shouldn't be in the playoffs, and we might lose a kid. And I think Southern Durham could probably argue that with some of those things. And, but then you got J.H. Rose from last year. I know it's easy to talk about. They went on a run after they've been in the playoffs. If it wasn't for that. But I think you saw true playoff matchups last week, so I agree with you in those ways. But I think you you give everybody the opportunity to play a special game, and you get those teams that might be on the fringe and can't sit a home playoff game in that atmosphere, but then you're also watering it down a little bit. So it's kind of a catch-22.
It really is. And I was at West Craven last week, and Roanoke Rapids came to town. They were 2-8 going into the playoffs. They upset, I think it was Nash Central, so they're 3-8, and they ran some kind of tight formation. It was 3 yards in a cloud of dust, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They held the football against a really good West Craven team for 10 minutes and 30 seconds in the first quarter. They finally ran out of downs deep inside West Craven territory. It took West Craven about 3 plays to score, but it was just fascinating to watch a team like that came up with some kind of plan that, hey, we're not nearly as good as this team, but if we execute this, we might have a chance in this one. West Craven went on to blow them out later on, but that's what we're looking at a lot of times, David and Goliath.
Yeah, and that's the hard part of it, because I tell you, this time of year, and it's where it's a credit to like guys like Jeff Craddock that do it year after year, and those things, it's because so much of it is playing the best football time this time of year, but being able to have the discipline and the mental to be able to, again, go to practice, put a new game plan, and be ready for this opponent so you don't allow that team that's hot coming in and to upset you if you look past it. And that's what the challenge that we've got to be able to do is, hey, we got to be playing our best ball right there. And then, you know, as we go through this, maybe they can't handle the mental. We got to make sure we're taking the mental and doing all that. Because so now when you add around to the playoffs, you're kind of taking away from the teams that have had their best season. They've got to carry it on another week. They've got to continue to do that. And that's the challenge.
Yeah, it really is. And the other thing I was going to say, this time of year, you know, guys have been practicing all year basically, but really hard since the summertime in camp. And then, you know, the scrimmage situations, you have scrimmages, and then you go into the regular season, the non-conference part. But it gets to be a grind. And now this time of year, the weather's, you know, shaky. Some days it's cold, some days it's raining. And it's hard to get people interested in practicing that much football throughout the year. So you have to kind of do some things. I guess you have to shorten practices, make, you know, the drills quicker, that kind of thing, just to keep everybody fired up.
Yeah, you have to, because that's how you keep the attention of the boys in that, because you have to. We all know that it still comes down to the fundamentals, and we can't, as us as coaches, right, we can't get past this, and we got to take care of this, we got to take care of this, we got to do this, we got to do that, but then we also can't keep our boys that they've been doing this. We've got to trust the work we've done since you're out here and we're sweating our tails off, and you're doing, you know, we started this thing off and you're doing reports on us. How do we handle the heat and acclimate to the heat? And now last Tuesday morning, we're out there freezing. Kids would rather, you know, some of them want to be in a deer stand. The deer are moving because it's so cold, or the ducks are flying now, and it's all those things that you're trying to fight and battle, and that's the challenge of the football season.
But at least it's not the softball and baseball season that those guys have to go through, because they've got proms and they've got graduations and they've got all that stuff to worry about. At least you got a bunch of country boys over at Conley just worried about getting into a deer stand.
That's what I have to tell them all the time. I say, hey, look, boys, the deer are going to be there. You got 4 years to play high school football. I can promise you for the rest of your life, you're going to be able to go sit in the deer stand and hunt a deer, or the ducks are not going to stop flying.
Ducks will always be there. Deers will always be there. All right, let's take a look at the Clayton Comets. So what kind of football team are you looking at there?
You know, a fantastic team. They've got the right mix of boys. They've got some country boys. They've got some Raleigh, you know, suburb of that. They've got really good just balance. They have size on the offensive line and defensive lines. They've got an athletic quarterback. They've got some defensive backs. So they have a good, complete team, which is what you expect to see this time of year. You know, I thought we saw good athletes and good size last week. You know, they play in a really good league where a lot of teams in their league are still playing too. So it's going to be a challenge for us to go out and play, but I think we're playing really good football right now, and I'm excited about our boys' opportunity.
What do you say about all the Pitt County teams that went on the road last week and were able to win? I mean, that's got to mean a lot.
It's great for Pitt County football. I mean, I say this all the time, but sports matter here in Pitt County. You look at volleyball, and we had three volleyball teams playing in the state championship a couple weeks ago on Halloween time, and now, you know, we've got all these Aiden Griffin and Farmville who've had great years, and we got the chance to play early in the year, still playing. We get that opportunity. You know, basketballs are going to be bouncing soon, and we've got great basketball teams, and then we know how big baseball is in Greenville and everything, that you got all those teams and that. So sports matter. I think it's just really cool for football football to have that success.
Yeah, I tell you what, it makes me have cold chills when you say that, but sports does matter. And I've been telling consultants that for 40 years, that when they come in and say that sports is the least important part of the newscast and different things like that, I just shake my head, and I know how important sports is. Sports is the fabric of a community, and it's just a neat deal, isn't it?
And that's, when we talk about Clayton, I think it's what they have. They have, you're just outside of Raleigh, but you have a town team where they can kind of have their own. You're not just a school in a neighborhood in Raleigh that has a big population. They have that, and I think they have the right balance and mix of kids coming into that, so they all bond behind that. So it's going to be a fun atmosphere to go be a part of. Our kids are excited about going. We got some fan buses going, the band. So it's going to be what high school football is all about in November.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Third round of the state playoff. D.H. Conley 8-3. The Clayton Comets at 9-2. Nate Connor, the fine coach at D.H. Conley, joining us. Coach, good luck in round 3. Hopefully we can talk about round 4 coming up next week.
You know what, Brian? Pencil me in for next Tuesday. If we are playing in round 4, I would love to be on the show again.
You got it. We're going to pencil you. I'm putting it in ink right now. We're putting it in ink right now. Nate Connor.
Full clip. We might be the Pat McAfee show here. I mean, that's what it's turning into.
There you go. We could do it. All right, Coach. Thanks so much, and good luck on Friday.
See you, Brian. Thanks a lot.
That's Nate Connor, head coach at D.H. Conley. We'll take our final break. We'll wrap things up on this edition of the Brian Bailey Show for you right after this.
Hauser untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, ECU.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Caden Hauser, and the best way to relax after getting rowdy and dowdy is by having the most comfortable furniture from Bosick Sugg of Greenville. Every pirate needs a good night's sleep, and Bosick Sugg has a showroom full of quality mattresses from the top brands. Outfit your living room to watch every game with a sectional or lazy boy recliner. Pirates prefer Bosick Sugg, serving Eastern North Carolina since 1937, and a proud member of the Pirate Club for over 5 decades. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, warm weather is here and it's time to get back on the boat. And at Stroud's Marine, they're stocked up with over 26,000 pre-owned parts. They got everything you need from propellers, lower units, trim units, electrical and fuel parts, and just about anything else you need for an outboard. Stay up to date with the latest deals, parts, and promotions by following them on social media. And as always, their mission is to save you money and get you back on the water as quickly as possible. Remember, they're just around the corner. Stop by the shop at 865 Rivet Street in Greenville. For more information, head to StroudsMarine.com. Stroud's Marine, your best source for salvaged outboard parts.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bond. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
It's bow time. Sure, you've had a sausage biscuit before, but have you had the smoked sausage biscuit from Bojangles? Well, now is your chance. Juicy, slow-cooked smoked sausage is grilled to perfection and served on a fluffy, made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. No one does breakfast like Bojangles, and this smoked sausage biscuit doesn't disappoint. Right now, you can get 2 for just $5. Start your day with this flavor-packed deal while it lasts. It's bow time.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft, and Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
This is Dale Murphy, 2-time National League MVP and number 3 with the Atlanta Braves. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we wrap up this edition of The Brian Bailey Show. Programming note, 3:30 kickoff for ECU UTSA, and the Roadrunners have won 22 straight in the American Conference at home. Pirates are favored, though. I saw that in the game. Isn't that right, Clip Brock? They're favored in the game?
Pirates are a favorite, but it went down from 4.5 to 2.5. So
crossed
that number 3.
I didn't know. I thought it was at 3.5. So it was as high as 4.5. I
believe so.
Yeah, that's what it was on ESPN. Now it's 2.5.
There you go. So the Bud Light pregame tailgate, 11:30 a.m. Also, we're having a watch party at the 5th Street Hardware and Restaurant and Tavern right down the street from Pirate Radio. We're going to have all bands all day. I get a chance to MC from, I think, 3:30 to 7:30. So basically, we're going to be MCing and watching football at the same time.
You know who your opening act is?
I think it's Chandler.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get him out of the way early.
Yeah.
And then
it's good to follow him, right?
Yeah, you have a JV game, you have a varsity game. That's there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But that'd be a lot of fun. We did that a while back to raise money for the western part of the state after all the problems that they had with the hurricane. So that was a lot of fun that day, and I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun this time. Get a chance to watch football, listen to some great music, and maybe indulge in a adult beverage or two.
It's a heck of a day.
Perhaps it sounds like a winner to me. All right, let's get out of here on this Victory Tuesday for East Carolina. Want to thank Nate Connor, D.H. Conley coach. His Vikings take on the Clayton Comets coming up on Friday night, third round of the state high school football playoffs. And of course, want to thank my good friend Damon Magazu, the safeties coach at East Carolina. What a job that he's done, that defense has done, that entire coaching staff has done as this East Carolina football team continues to fight for a possible shot at the American Championship. We'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.